Hi, everyone. My name is Juli Boit, and I'm one of Christian Assembly's Kingdom Partners based here in Kenya. And it is my privilege to send today's daily touch point to you. And I want to say thank you for the ways that you've been praying for us in Kenya with coronavirus and the floods and all that's going on. We're grateful for your continued prayers for that. Today's reading is from 2 Corinthians chapter 3, and the part that I want to focus on is related to the letter that it talks about in the beginning of the chapter, where it says that our very lives are a letter that anyone can read just by looking at us, that Christ himself wrote it, not with ink, but with God's living spirit, not chiseled into stone, but carved into human lives, and we publish it. And when I think about my journey of following Christ, I didn't know what my life was going to look like, as I'm sure many of you didn't. I didn't, as a child, dream of living in Africa. I didn't imagine myself to be leading hospice work here or helping to look at healthcare systems that need to be really engaged and challenged in some of the struggles that are within them. But God has allowed me to do that over the past 15 years. But one of the things that I think is so important as followers of Christ is that it's not a once and done sort of thing, or one accomplishment or one thing fulfilled and then it's done. It's like, were we allowing God each day? Are we choosing each day for God to be able to write our story? Are we listening for his spirit? Are we allowing him to interrupt our plans? This weekend, Mother's Day, and Titus asked me on Sunday morning what I wanted for the day, and I told him that I wanted a day off. And we have 5 kids that live with us, and that's challenging. But about 15 minutes after I said it, Kipruto, who is the oldest brother of our adopted kids, he's about 18 years old, and he has schizophrenia, and he lives in a neighboring community with his oldest sister, but really struggles from day to day. And even though he's on medications, it's a big challenge. And so he often comes to our home. And so he arrived, and he was barefooted and he was hungry, and he called me mama, and I welcomed him to our back porch to sit down and to rest and to have a meal. And it wasn't something that, I was initially overly excited about, but as I sat in front of him and thought about the love of God and how extravagant it is, I just felt this sense of gratefulness that God has allowed this part of my life, of Titus and I, our journey of, embracing these children, just what God has done in us and in our family, and hopefully for them, that they understand their value and their worth and the love of Christ because of it. But I share that story because I don't know what God is inviting you into today and what it might look like for you to allow him to interrupt your plans. I know that for many of you, you're still based at home, and so life looks different than normal. But I encourage you, even as you read these scriptures today, to ask God for his voice, for his spirit to lead you in ways that will lead towards hope and life, and allow you to engage within your home, your family, your community, within the church, so that the story that God wants to write in your life will be accomplished. So be encouraged. I pray for hope for you today and for strength, and may God continue to teach us what it is to love. Blessings to you all, and thank you again for your prayers and support.